Come on, man. Look. Check it out, dude. I'm sitting here watching this video of this black artist. Her name is Therium, I think. You know, I've been watching her for like a couple weeks. And she's been making videos about like how she's being harassed. And it's like people were just dismissing her just because she made like herself as one of her favorite characters. And you know, people were complaining. And it's like, if you don't like the shit or just what she did, then it's just like, dude, you don't have to, first of all, you don't have to comment on it. And you don't have to watch her shit. But just the fact that people just got nothing to do and they want to complain about somebody, it's not even like the anime character she made herself in. It's not even your character. So it was like, why are you sitting up there complaining about something that's not yours? So I just find like the hate that she get is just ridiculous. But I mean, that's the internet though. You know what I mean? Like that's just how the cookie crumbles. And you know, just saying some like off the wall shit, talk about she should how did she phrase it? Commit suicide to herself or something like that. And I'm just like it's just like these trolls, like these people, they just need to chill on some real shit. Because if that's the case, you're gonna have to get on a lot of other black creators. See, and that's one of the fortunate things that I got into a long time ago. Like, you know, I used to like a lot of, you know, the anime. Well, first of all, a lot of the characters I like were like Sonic, the Ninja Turtles, you know, stuff like that. And then like the X-Men came out in 93. And it was like, oh, this is cool. But at the same time though, like, you know, you just as a kid just liking the shit. But then as I found out more about like Final Fantasy, because I remember the original Final Fantasy back in 97. And so I'm playing that, you know, everything is cool. But in 99, I figured out like, you know, I could make myself and family members my own characters. I could create my own shit. And so that's basically like how my shit got down. You know, I created the story and everything. But you know, some people just like certain characters and they want to see themselves as that character. And there's just nothing wrong with what this chick is doing. Therium, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. So it just seems so crazy. But again, like I said, this is the internet. And you know, just all this racist shit. Like I said, this is not even your character. So why are you sitting up there getting that mad over it? You know what I mean? And even if it was your character, it doesn't take away from the original character. It's like you just want to get mad for the sake of this shit. Just leave the chick alone. You know what I mean? And I'm probably sure these are these young dumb nutsacks that just want to just talk and act crazy for the sake of it. Because it's like as you get older, it's just like certain shit is just irrelevant. And you sitting up there just complaining over something, like I said, that's not yours. And then you got, like I said, you got like a lot of, you know, black people, people of color, whatever phrase you want to use, getting into certain shit. Now, her friend, Therium's friend, I forgot her YouTube channel's name, but her name is Michelle. And I like her a lot. And she basically, ironically, she looks like a character that I created a while ago. Because it was like, I kept watching her. I was like, she looks like somebody. And then I was like, oh, I know who she looks like. She looks like I said, one of my characters. And so she made a video like maybe last year, 2 years ago, about some Indian American comic. And she was saying how she was just talking about race all the time. And and she was saying like certain stuff about her. But it's like, okay, being in that situation with the comic, because she was saying how she's just talking about race all the time. It's like she has to understand that she's in a position where she could just finally get a lot of shit off her chest. And this is her opportunity to do so. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, how often do you see, like, she's in the field where you got like a lot of like white writers, a lot of white late night show hosts, and like she could finally be in that field. So she's gonna turn up. Just let her turn up. That's just how it is. You see what I mean? I mean, that's just like having like an Asian comic, like or at a late night show or something. Like they're gonna, they're gonna talk about racism. Especially what's going on nowadays with the Asian community. The Asian comic is going to have to turn up. He's going to have to bring up race. And if he talked about race like a couple days straight, just let the man do it. He or she. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I get that you don't want to hear it like all the time. But at the same time though, I mean, that person has to get it in. You see what I'm saying? That's like Dave Chappelle doing a whole hour comedy skit and not bring up racism. You see what I'm saying? Like, that would just seem like, it'll be funny what he's saying, but it would just seem like something is missing. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a person of color, a black person or something, and you got the opportunity to basically buck the system, you're gonna have to take that opportunity and get crazy. You're just gonna have to. You see what I'm saying? Like with the Ethereum chick. She's gonna she has the right to do that shit. And then it's like nobody complains about like other characters being aged up or aged down or certain other stuff. Like, you don't see that many people acting crazy, but soon as you like, I don't know, like a black person is making like a black Wolverine or some shit, then here comes the hate. But nobody will complain if they age Wolverine down, like a chibi Wolverine or some shit like that. So I just kind of find like, I just find like how they got on Ethereum, cause she made a video a couple days ago, and it just seems so crazy how they're getting on this chick. But I mean, not Michelle. I just brought that up because I was watching her video, and she was talking about the Indian comic. I mean, like I said, going back to that, it's like she got the opportunity to talk about like too many white writers, and she wants diversity. I mean, she got there. So it's just like, kind of, Michelle, let her live. You know what I'm saying? But going back to Ethereum, it's just real crazy. And it's just like a lot of black artists don't get the recognition or the type of like notoriety. You know what I'm saying? We just don't. Because even truth be told, like, even for me, and I stated this before, a lot of my artistic influences are Asian. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? Shiro Matsumune. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The dude that did Ghost in the Shell, the guy that drew for Blade and Soul and War Genesis and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to find any black known creators. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing 3D art. Like I moved from 2D to 3D, and still nobody's saying anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been at this for a long time. I've been drawing ever since I was 5 years old. So, and now I'm moving over to like 3D, and it's still hard to break through, or just for anybody to be like, damn, this is crazy, you know, some crazy shit. But that's just how it is as a black creator. And you know what I'm saying? You just that's just how it is. But like for homegirl to get all this hate, it's just honestly ridiculous. It's just real ridiculous. And I'm gonna get back to watching her, like, cause I only got like her new video only got halfway through. Not even, halfway through. And so I'm like, it's just way too ridiculous. It's just way too ridiculous what she got to go through. And she seems like a nice person. She's cool, and you know, I like her accent, like Michelle's accent. Michelle is funny. It's just like she just homegirl Therium. She just gets so much craziness just off of the fact that she likes this character. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, she has, like I said, she has the right to speak up about the shit. She shouldn't be quiet. She shouldn't be quiet. She shouldn't hold back. You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I got into it with this Asian dude on the comment section, and I was saying how this organization clearly copied off of a black group, I should say. And the Asian dude got on the thing, was saying, oh, you still want us to be quiet, and you don't want us to be loud. And I'm sitting back like, what? Like, I'm just saying how this group copied off of a black group. Like this Asian organization. I'm not saying that. Where did you get that I wanted y'all to be quiet? Like that's the problem with the internet. And then you get into these long debates and then waiting like hours or minutes or whatever for the person to respond, and or you just like thinking it's over, and then they come back a few hours later. No, I didn't never said I wanted y'all to be quiet. I want y'all to, I mean, I'm shocked that y'all speaking out about the shit, and rightfully so. I never said that I want Asians to be quiet and all. I'm like, what? I never said that shit. Like I said, I want y'all to be loud. I mean, finally. So I'm just like, where's this coming from? Seeing it be like people be putting words in your mouth and shit. It's just, oh man, it's just so crazy with the internet and shit nowadays. I want Asian people to stand up and rock the boat and flip this shit over, and just all this other shit. Just finally speak up about what's going on. Like, there should be Asian history. They should talk about Asian history in history class in school. You know what I mean? Because I mean, all we knew about was like growing up. All we knew was Vietnam, like the Vietnam War. That was basically it. Until like you get out of like high school, college, you know, then you start knowing about like other, like, you know, history and everything. I mean, but other than that, I mean, they should be talking about how the Japanese and other Asians fought in World War II and certain shit like that. I mean, don't feel like your history is insignificant. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially coming from a black person, like, we know the struggles because we still live it. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, where's this dude coming from? I'm just saying that this, I'm just saying that this organization clearly copied the name off of a rap group. But anyway, going back to Ethereum. But I just, like I said, I just feel like the shit is just crazy what she got to go through, and it just seems, and for some odd reason, it just seems like she's the only one going through this. Like, I don't see any other black creators like talking about like the hate they get from trolls or whatever. You know what I mean? I just don't see it. It just seems like she's the only one getting attacked. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's just how it is. That's just the way. That's what she got to go through. I hope she's strong enough to like. I hope she's strong enough to like, take it, and she got thick skin and everything. Cause I mean, what she's doing is harmless, but it's just the outside world is just making it seem like so crazy that she got to make like videos about the shit and her going through the most. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, look, that's just how it is. Cause I even told this story about like this one chick. It was me and my friend. We went to a convention, and this was 2000. It was rather 2001 or 2003. And I told the story before, and it was this chick. Now, like I said, my friend, he got these cat chicks with these big titties, thick chicks. And the voice actor, he signed out our posters. And so this woman with her son came by and said, "Do you think this is appropriate for children?" And so me, my friend, and the voice actor looked at each other and would start laughing. Like, then she walked off. And it's like, even though, like, because I came up with my stuff in 1999. My friend came up with his thing around the same time, but then he changed it around the time that he did this picture. Now, this chick is not, she's not in the creation of either of our characters. So do you think that he was going to seriously sit up there and take this chick's criticism and change his shit up because of her? Like, did she really think he was going to feel bad enough to change his shit? It's just like with me. I know for a fact, 100% fact of all facts, that my shit is going to stir up a whole bunch of controversy. I mean, way too much. I'm talking about from everybody. Do you think I give a fuck about what you say or think? You wasn't in the creation of the shit in the first place. So why do I care about like you saying like the certain things about the shit? Like if you're talking about like technical stuff, like, whatever the case is, but like I'm talking about like storyline of characters. Like, you wasn't there when I created it, so why do you think I give a fuck about what you say now? After all this time, I'm talking about 1999, and you see I'm working on my shit now. So why do you think I care? Because it's just like, even with some of the things I'm talking about, it's baked into the whole project. So like I don't have like a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. But in my story, in Black Dragon #8 Genesis, I have a white wife. That is like, that's even though the story is a lot bigger than that, and the whole identity of the show isn't about me and my wife. But if some people come around and talk about our interracial relationships in a negative way, like, do you think I care? Because I did this shit back in 99. Because at the time I was like, you don't see biracial superheroes. Because I didn't know nothing about Miles Morales. I don't even think he was created around the time. And even if he was, I didn't know about him until a couple years later. So I'm thinking like, oh, this is like a new thing because you don't see the shit. And then, so I was just like, I'm gonna do it because I'm not seeing the shit. I'm just gonna put it in part of my story. We got kids, and then we trying to find something on Earth, blah blah blah. But then some dude that's part of our race of aliens was already here. He got a problem with it, blah blah blah. It's just a whole thing. But like I said, it's not, the whole show isn't just strictly about that. But that's just part of the fabric of the whole thing. But do you think if somebody comes around talking about Snow Bunny Crisis and all this other shit, like, do you think I give a fuck? Like, I created this way before social media existed, way before YouTube was a thought. So I'm not gonna seriously sit up there and be like, this I shouldn't do this shit. Like, I even if I really wanted to, I would have to go back through all the shit that I wrote to change it. And then if I do, it will just be bland. So it's just like, fuck all that. Like I said, the whole thing isn't about that, but it's just a part of it. Because, I mean, it's like, I made one book, but it was like a 9-book series. Then I wrote the mini-series to the shit. I'm writing the game. So I'm not going to seriously go back and change the shit because you got a problem with it. Fuck that. And fuck you. On some real shit. Because it's just honestly ridiculous. But it makes a point how, like, humans on Earth feel about themselves. Like I said, that's just one of the points of the shit. But do you really think I care about how you feel about the shit? If you and your feelings, I just don't care, because you wasn't in the creation of the shit, so why should I care? So it's just like this Therium. Like, it's just like, she wants to create herself as her character. You know what I'm saying? Then just let her live. I mean, you don't have to draw it. You don't have to like it. That's just how the shit is. Because it's just ridiculous, like, talking about it in a negative way like that. It's like, if you like how she's drawing the shit, then it's just like, whatever. Just give her props or just move on. But it's just like, everybody got to say something about somebody's shit in just like a negative way. It's just like with the whole like the Sleeping Beauty shit that's going around now. Like, I don't know how late to the party I am with this shit, but it's just so ridiculous talking about like, oh, Snow White didn't ask for Prince Charming's like consent or some stupid shit like that. First of all, this story existed long before anybody existed on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, then, did you want Prince Charming to just leave the bitch dead? Like, just say, oh, fuck this bitch, because she ain't asked my consent, so I'm not gonna kiss her and bring her back to life. The fuck out of here. What type of shit is that? Like, if she was dead, wouldn't she be grateful that he kissed her to bring her back to life? She's not gonna wake up from the shit and be like, oh, me, hashtag me too. And it's like, bitch, I just kissed you to bring you back to life. That's some noble shit. I mean, then it's like, if we gotta seriously, like, go through, like, look at, what's the child's name? What's her name? But Goldilocks and the Three Bears. She broke into Three Bears' house. She broke in B&E. She slept in the bed, broke the chair, ate the porridge. Like, bitch, why you in my refrigerator? I didn't invite you over here. Why you in our shit? Sleeping in our bed? You probably got cooties, bed bugs, lice. I don't know what the fuck you got. And you sit up there in a player's bed. What the fuck is wrong with you? Nah, but that's perfectly fine. It's just... And it's like, dude, just let the shit go. I mean, people trying to put too much shit, like, in stuff now. It's just 100% ridiculous. It's just 100% ridiculous. It's like I was bringing up the fact, like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, hedgehogs don't have shoes and they can't run fast. Echidnas can't punch through walls. But it is somebody's creation. Let the shit go. There's no tail. I never seen a fox with two tails. Get the fuck out of here. Like, just let this shit go. People trying to put too much of this shit on it. Their little ideas. Too much real world shit involved. Like, let the shit go. Like I said with the, like, Snow White or whoever the fuck it was. I don't just, you want him just to leave her dead. Just say fuck it. Cause I mean, just look at it like this. It's like the Heimlich maneuver. I mean, not the Heimlich, but mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And you're gonna have to put your lips on somebody. So it's the same thing. It's like, I'm not gonna put my lips on this person to save their life because I didn't ask for their consent. What is that? You got the opportunity to save somebody's life, and that's how you do it. Motherfucker, what you gonna do? I'm not saying that you should just run up and just start kissing strangers and shit, but I mean, to talk about something like that is just ridiculous. And just like, people just need to chill. Like, people need to chill out. You know what I mean? Cause I'm just like I said, like with the, like, just with the whole thing with Homegirl. This is her shit. You didn't buy her tablet. You didn't buy her computer. You didn't buy Photoshop or whatever she's using. You weren't involved in any of the talent that she got to learn how to draw. I mean, it's like it's one thing to have an opinion that's valid, or like you're contributing something important to the conversation. But it's just like people just asking for this chick to die. Like, you're not providing anything of any value to anything. It's just like you just in your feelings and getting mad, or you just want to say something ridiculous. I mean, it's just unwarranted, and you just look like a goofy bitch for like just talking about somebody's shit. Like, this is her favorite character. This is her favorite character. So just let her live. Like it was just like, this is a superhero character. I don't like the superhero, but somebody turned her black. And it's just like it just provided a different look. She put different hairstyles on the chick. And it was just like, okay, but I got the picture. It looked cool, but I just don't like the superhero. I'm not going to comment on it and say nothing crazy. Cause it's just ridiculous to say anything about it. Just off of just off GP shit. Just let the shit go and just move on. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I keep going back to Michelle. Like I said, I like Michelle. Like I said, and it's not. I was watching her before I made the connection that she looked like one of my characters. But like I said in the video, and there's nothing wrong with the video she made. There's nothing wrong with it. But the only thing that I would have to say, just looking, you know, from this perspective of the comic, she just got the opportunity to finally say some shit. Given the climate that she's in, given the fact that, you know what I mean, just given the fact that this is how, like, she's gonna start talking, and you know, because a lot of, like, in the field of late night hosts, a lot of them are white. So it just, now since she got like her own, or had, I don't know if she still got it, but just the fact that she got her own show, it's like she's going to say something about it. She's going to say how white everybody is. She wants diversity. She's a brown skinned, bisexual person of color. She's going to say some shit. So it's just like, it just comes with the territory. You know what I mean? It would just be like, I got my own video game company. I will say how, like, all the other video game companies are whether white or Asian. Now it's like, you know, a black dude got his own video game company. I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna have my dick out, start fucking everybody, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be saying some crazy shit. I'm gonna just be saying some crazy shit off of the strength I'm a black man with my own video game company. Oh, I'm going to go in, and if anybody don't like it, then it's just like, who gives a shit? Cause it's just, you knew it was gonna come. You knew I was gonna say something. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna stick my dick out and put it through everybody like a shish kebab. Fuck everybody, you know. Let a player come through. I'm gonna be saying some crazy shit. Cause how many black creators got their own video game company? That's just what I would do. I'm not saying I would do it, but it's just, if you see me do it, then it'll just be like, you just knew it was coming. You just knew it was coming. Like, why hate or say anything about it? You knew I was gonna say that shit. So, just like Homegirl. Now, you can say, like, oh, I don't think she's funny or not. And how Michelle was heating up on her. This shit was crazy. This shit was funny. But at the same time, though, like, you just knew it was happening. You knew it was gonna come to that point. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I hope Therium don't harm herself. She seems like she seems nice and shit. And not saying Michelle isn't nice. Like I said, when I first, I gotta keep saying this about her. Like I said, I liked her because she was fine. I was like, I'm watching her just over the fact that she was fine. But then I just kept looking at her. I was like, wait a minute. She looks like somebody. And I just couldn't put my finger on it for days. I was like, it was driving me crazy. I was like, she looks like somebody. But who, though? And I just constantly kept thinking about it. And then I just put the two together. I was like, yo, she looks like one of my characters. And I was just like blown away. I was like, whoa. That shit was, it was funny. And it was crazy. You know what I mean? But it's just like I said, it's just so crazy with the whole shit what's going on with a lot of black creators. And it's just so crazy to even think about it. Like, you're going to see black people drawing. So what's the point of getting mad over it? And then it's not like black people haven't made like the Black Mario Brothers or like a Black Sonic before Shadow showed up. See, and then a lot of things come with age at that, because a lot of these people weren't even born when all this shit happened anyway. A lot of people that's create that's complaining about like Therium taking like a black Sailor Moon or something, like Sailor Moon making her black. A lot of people was doing that like a long time ago. Like, we'll say like some of these people are like that's complaining are like in their early 20s, maybe late teens. So when we saw shit like this was back in 99, 2000, 2001, 2003. A lot of people, and like I said, when I created my shit, Black Dragon #8, that was August of 99. So a lot of people that was doing this shit wasn't even, like, people complaining, weren't even born when this shit was happening. I remember the Black Sonic. I remember the black, like, say somebody made a black Sailor Moon, or this other popular dude that's weak as fuck, but they turned him black. Like, I remember seeing that shit back in like 2000, 99, whatever. So it was like these dudes, they were either infants or weren't born when all this shit happened. So now, since they're grown up, they're seeing like Therium turning this one character black. This is a problem. Like, this ain't new. It's just not new. People been doing this shit. And nobody complained, or you didn't hear anybody complaining. Because it was like, even though the internet existed, but social media didn't pop up until like 2005. So you saw the picture, you rather saved it, or you just moved on or complained in your house, complained to your friends, and nobody didn't have to hear you. Now with social media, now people complaining about shit like it was new, like the Snow White thing. Like, why are you complaining about the shit now after this story's over, at least over 100 years old? Because even though the Disney version is old as hell, but the original shit, the shit was based off of, like, all these Hansel and Gretel's, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and all this other shit existed in the 1800s, like Alice in Wonderland, and this shit happened in the 1800s somewhere. Disney just took it, made it kid friendly at the time, and then there you go. So now all of a sudden you want to cancel the bitch now. Like, even with rap music, you know, they were saying some crazy shit, and everybody rocked out with it. Like, you just remember the lyrics. You know, he was like, oh shit, like he was flowing or whatever the case. Now you want to go back to people's like discography and start trying to cancel people now after all this time. Like, shit that came out in the 90s, it was acceptable to say certain shit then because it didn't have the same gravity or the same effect now. But now, since people are saying stuff in their feelings, whatever the case is, now it's not acceptable to say certain shit or do certain shit now. But they did the shit then. What do you want them to do about it now? I mean, the shit exists. What do you really want them to do now? What do you want of them now? Because the same artists back in the 90s, not even rapping or doing the shit anymore. Or even if they did, they wouldn't say the shit now. Because it's just a different time. But it's like back then, what's done is done. What the fuck do you want them to do? So it's just like, saying and doing all this shit is ridiculous. Like I said, because a lot of this stuff existed way before you were born or didn't even know this shit exists. Now all of a sudden, since people are still in quarantine basically, ain't got nothing to do, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go back and say some shit now. You know, if that's the case, you have to cancel a whole bunch of shit. You would literally have to cancel so much shit nowadays to the point that you couldn't enjoy or watch anything. Because people just being canceled left and right. Because of the shit that's happening now. Because everybody want to cancel everybody. I mean, it's like if they're still doing this shit, or whatever the case, like if it's something like really egregious, then you could cancel. But you trying to cancel like song lyrics back in the 90s and 80s and 70s and shit. And people was liking the shit then. Now all of a sudden there's a problem now. I mean, matter of fact, I'll give you an example. The Duke Boys, the Dukes of Hazzard. That was the shit. Back in the day, you know, just looking at this bright orange car, escaping the police, doing these jumps, you know, getting into the car with the doors closed, you jump in the car, driving around and shit. Bone Luke Duke. Dude, that was the show. It was the General Lee. Now people point out like, oh, the General Lee was racist. Then it's kind of like, damn. You know what I'm saying? What are we supposed to do now? I mean, the show exists. What you gonna do? Edit every time the General Lee pops up? Like, it would just look so ridiculous to edit the shit out after it's been seared in our mind. The car had the Confederate flag on the top. What the fuck you want us to do? I mean, I will still watch the episodes. I will still watch the shit. If it popped up, I was like, in my leisure time and it popped up, I'll be like, oh shit, there it is. But I'll still watch it. I'm not going to sit up there and be like, oh, fuck the Dukes of Hazzard after all this time. I was still, like, looking at Daisy Duke, come on, bro. Like, that was another reason to watch the shit. Like, you'd be like, oh, you're objectifying her. You goddamn right I am. See what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, because they had her in the short shorts. That's just how it was. That was the eye candy of the show. Now, they'll change her whole character up. She wouldn't be like that. It'll just be a whole thing with her now. It'll just be a whole thing with her now. But back then, she was the eye candy, the hot chick, the fast car. Now all of a sudden people be like, oh, we gotta cancel this now. Yeah, the General Lee was racist. Like, the dude. I mean, but the car was just, it was just a car. You see what I mean? But it's just like, that's just how it is. Back then, when I saw it in the 90s as a kid, the shit was the shit. Now it's a whole thing. Because now you're getting into certain things, but I'm not going to cancel the show over it, though. Because what can I do? What am I supposed to do about it? You know what I mean? I could just not watch it if I'm that upset about it. Just like with the whole shit with Snow White. I mean, that's just how it is now. I mean, people just need to chill. That's all I'm saying. People just need to chill and just let the shit be. I mean, god damn. Just goddamn. Now I'm about to get off this bitch. I'm about to get off this bitch and see what's up with this hand. I never had a problem with drawing hands, but drawing shit and being in 3D is like two totally different things. But like I said, I'm out this bitch. What people gonna have a problem with? I'm saying money over stink holes. I mean, that's just how it is. Money over stink holes. You got a problem with it? Like, I ain't talking about you. People want money over some raggedy ass bitches. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes I use bitches interchangeably. It could be a dude could be a bitch, but you get the point. So money over stink holes. If you got a problem with it, fuck you.